Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Seva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloki Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, entitled Prayers by Kunti. Text 27. Namo Akinchana Vidyaya Nibrita Gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Santaya Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. Translation by Stephen Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: My obeisances are unto you, who are the property of the materially impoverished. You have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. You are self-satisfied, and therefore you are the most gentle and are master of the monist. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuran Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeyam Shri Gurum Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatan Pitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Radita Shri Visakha Mitai Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Pashati Deshatarini Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanustuti Devi Pranamami Hari Pri Vancha Kalpadrubasha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevasha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to this Sunday special session on Srimad Bhagavatam. In the past few weeks, we were covering on this chapter prayers by Kunti. So we'll be continuing that today also. So generally, when we go to a temple or we worship at our home also, we have a list in our mind so that we can request God to fulfill all our material desires. Somebody wants to get good education, wants to become rich, wealthy, healthy, name, fame. So we have got a big list and we pray before the Lord. So to say that while praying also we close our eyes so that we are not getting diverted. In fact, God is in front of us. We are going to worship Him, but somehow or other we are closing our eyes and we are just trying to request Lord to fulfill all our desires, which is in our mind actually. So this is this considered to be on the material platform, whereas Kunti Maharani's prayers are not material; they are completely on spiritual platform, and we can say that her prayers are like outpouring of one's transcendental emotional love to the Lord, and not only that, Kunti Maharani's prayers are found to be philosophically deep-rooted. That even the Munis and sages, they often refer to your prayers, they often recited prayers, they chanted prayers for their own spiritual progress. No doubt Kunti Maharani was a central figure of complex political drama which unraveled in the Indian ancient culture and which culminated in the form of a Kurukshetra war. So that the war being fought and won by the Pandavas, and Yudhishthira Maharaj was crowned as a king of this entire universe. And on their request, on Pandava's request, Krishna stayed in Hastinapur for some time. And on the day of his departure, and he was sitting in the chariot, Kunti Maharani came with folded hands, with tear eyes, seeing the Krishna's departure to Dwaraka. She offered these beautiful prayers, and these prayers are considered to be an expression of one's love to the Lord and one's emotion to the Lord and one's gratitude to the Lord. And she remembers so many difficult times when Lord was there with them to protect from all the difficulties. So Kunti Maharani was not an ordinary devotee. She was a pure devotee of the Lord. She could understand the transcendental position of the Lord, even though Lord appeared in this world, and Kunti Maharani got the character of his aunt. But she perfectly knew what is the situation of the Lord. Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's the reason when she offered a prayer, she started with, "Oh Lord, I offer my humble obeisances unto you. You are the original person. You are the supreme controller. You are beyond these material senses. In fact, material world is nothing but a part of the external energy of the Lord." And then she continues to say that you are seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma, and you are also all pervasive in this entire universe. You can see everyone, but you are invisible to everyone. Means that the Lord has the right to reveal himself to anybody. So what is the qualification? Why the Lord is not visible to every eyes? Because we have this material senses which we are trying to satisfy on a day-to-day basis. We can't see Lord with our material eyes. That's a fact. And to see the Lord, we should have a spiritual vision. So like the senses are, we are controlled by our own senses, and we fail to achieve what is the main purpose of this life, that is to advance spiritually, which is lacking. And as we could see the story of Ambrish Maharaj, where he was using all his senses in the service of the Lord. So he was able to see Lord actually, because every senses of Ambrish Maharaj, like you can see used his legs to walk to the temple, used his hands to decorate the Lord. He used to use his eyes to see the beautiful form of the Lord, and his ears by hearing the pastimes of the Lord. So each and every sense in this way was used by Ambrish Maharaj in the service of the Lord, and that sort of using senses even in this material world, using senses for the spiritual purposes is the only way we can achieve something spiritually. And further, she says that Tata Paramahamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam means, oh Lord, you are well understood by the philosophers, by the pure souls, by the uncontaminated soul, by the munis who are searching for you. You are understood well by them, but I'm just an ordinary woman, and I cannot understand you. So even to understand Lord, even if you do a lot of what you can see, you focus more on the Lord. It's Lord's mercy which is finally required to understand the Lord. And Kunti being an ordinary woman, and she had no formal education, but still, because of her loving service to the Lord, and because she was always thinking about the Lord, she could understand the Lord. And as her prayers has got a lot of philosophical in-depth into it. Without even a formal education, how can one be philosophically giving such a deep-rooted philosophical content can be in the prayers. It is because the mercy of the Lord is flowing to her that she could deliver these prayers. Further, Kunti Maharani addresses Lord by various names. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. She calls Krishna by the various names associated with the Lord due to his activities. And then further, she was addressing the bodily features of the Lord, just starting with his waist, where she's saying that it's like a depression of a lotus flower. And then she goes to the top and she says that you have been garlanded with lotus flowers. Your eyes are like the petals of the lotus flower. And finally, she comes down to the lotus feet of the Lord. I bow to your lotus feet. So it can be said that Lord can be seen not from the top to bottom. You have to start from the bottom. Right? We have to start with the lotus feet, and then we have to slowly go upward and see the Lord. So, but here Kunti did the opposite. She started with the base. I say that because Kunti assumed the form of an ant, character of an ant in this middle world, and Krishna being younger to her, so Krishna might feel embarrassed when Kunti Maharani starts with his lotus feet. So, but finally Kunti Maharani came to the lotus feet of the Lord because she knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Further, Kunti Maharani was comparing herself with Mother Devaki, and she said that what is that I did extra special so that I got special favor from you. As you could see that Devaki lost her sons because they were killed by the cruel Kamsa, because Kamsa heard this voice saying that Devaki's eighth child will be the cause of Kamsa's death. So immediately he attempted to kill Devaki, but Vasudeva somehow intervened and requested Kamsa that Devaki is not the cause of your death. It's Devaki's eighth child is the cause of your death. So whenever we give birth to a child, we will give it to you, and you can do whatever you want to do with the child. So this way, Kamsa killed the children of the son, the newly born babies mercilessly. But Krishna was not there to help Devaki to come out of this problem, because Krishna had some other plans. Now, Kunti Maharani, she did not have a father. Even at a very early age, she had to get a foster father, and at a very early age, she lost her husband, and she became a young widow. And she had the responsibility of taking care of her children, 5 sons with young sons, and with a different mindset, different difference of opinions. There were a lot of fightings happening, and Kunti Maharani was tolerating all these people. And in the battlefield also, they were saved by Krishna. So Kunti Maharani was addressing why that, what did I do to get your favor more than your mother Devaki? So I said that in the ancient, or even now, the Vedic civilization, that women has to be protected by a father until her marriage. And after marriage, she will be given protection by her husband till he leaves his body. Once he leaves his body, her the protection is given by her sons. This is Vedic civilization. Whereas here, Kunti had only her 5 sons. So Krishna was merciful enough to protect those 5 children, so that to take care of their mother. Whereas Devaki here, she had her husband by her side. And that is one of the reasons why Krishna could not protect. That is one of the reasons, but there are some other reasons which Krishna knows best for loving the merciless killing by comes of the sons of Devaki. So then Kunti Kunti Maharani also remembers so many incidents in her life, the dangerous situations in her life she faced, like Bhima was given a poisoned cake, their house was set on fire, and they were insulted. Draupadi was insulted in the assembly of Kurus, and they were this gambling game which they lost royally, and then they were sent to forest. They were in exile for a certain period, and the forest, we know that forest is full of animals and cannibals, and they survived all this onslaught. And the war, the Kurukshetra war, where great generals and soldiers, they laid their lives. And even recently, when Krishna entered the womb of Uttara to save Parishit Maharaj from the Brahmastra released by Asvatthama. So she was giving all these incidents and saying that, Krishna, you are protected us at each and every stage of our difficulty. You were with us all the time. Now that the battle being won by us, and we have become the leaders of this universe. Now you wanted to leave us and go. So we are better off with those difficulties which come into our life, so that you be on our side. So in a way, Kunti was asking for calamities to come again and again in her life, so that Krishna will be by the side always. And by seeing Krishna, you don't have to take birth again and again in this very life. That's what she says. And further, she continues that Krishna, the qualification or the disqualification for seeing you is the Janmaishwarya. So word. So what she wants to say is, oh Lord, those who are having high parentage, those who are having high education, huge wealth and beauty, they think that they have achieved everything in their material life, and they don't want you. So they are considered to be fools and unintelligent people, because all these material possessions have got a beginning and an end, and you have been subjected to the three modes of material nature, and you act in such a way to satisfy your senses. But at the end of your life, you have been taken away with all your possession. So what you miss out is during the life you got such a big time which you could have invested in service of the Lord, but unfortunately they were running after material things, and they could not achieve anything spiritually. So that's what she's saying, that my obeisances are unto you who are the property of the materially impoverished. So she says that Krishna is a property of the materially impoverished. What is meant by materially impoverished here is one who loses everything materially is said to be materially impoverished and is completely dependent on the Lord. So when we see in this material world also, there is renunciation happening, like a student gives up his playful activities just to focus on his studies. Even an employee renounces his job and to get a better job. And a devotee of the Lord in this material life, what he does is he renounces his material life in order to achieve the supreme, in order to serve the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Like we have seen the examples of Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. They are not ordinary people. They are wealthy people. They were occupying such a high position in their during that time. They were ministers. Raghunatha Dasa Goswami is a big jamindar. They left all their possessions behind, material possessions behind, and they were in search of the spiritual path, and they were fully focused on serving the Lord. So in this, I would like to cite an example of Sanatana Goswami having a touchstone. This touchstone can give whatever you desire, it will be giving. The touchstone, you can touch it and you will get it. It's like that. So, but Sanatana Goswami did not consider it as his own property, and he just it was kept in a pile of garbage, pile of refuse. And a person who came to know that Sanatana Goswami has got some valuable possession, then he came to Sanatana Goswami and requested whether he can take the touchstone. Yes, you can take it. Where is it? It is in the pile of refuse. And after taking this, the person wondered, what is that? Why this important property was kept in the pile of garbage? So he wanted to know the reason, and he came back to Sanatana Goswami and said, you have something more valuable than this, and I would like to see that. So that's how the Harinam was given to that person. So in this way, we can see these people, they have left out all their material possessions and in their complete pursuit to achieve spiritual knowledge and spiritual progress. So here, one more thing is said about this, whether this advancement of material civilization is a boon or a ban, but we feel that it is acting as a stumbling block for anybody's spiritual progress. That's a fact. Because we try to achieve something materially, which is not required. That is called anatta. Whereas Lord's devotees are considered to be akinchana because they are materially impoverished. They have lost everything. They gave up everything materially, whatever they had in their possession, and they are completely dependent on the Lord. So that's the reason they are called as akinchana. And further, it is said, Nivritta Gunavrita. Lord is said to be the perfect Nivritta Gunavrita. Means he has nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. The point is in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord says, Janma kamma cha me divyam evam yoveti tatpataka taitva deya punachanma naiti mameti sarjana. So what he says is, those who understand my appearance and activities in this middle world to be transcendental, they will not take up a life again after leaving their body. So the point here, what Lord is saying, that the reciprocation a devotee between a devotee and the Lord is transcendental. It is not on the material platform. So Lord is dependent on his devotees, and devotees are dependent on the Lord. So that way, Lord is said to be Nivritta Gunavrita, perfect Nivritta Gunavrita, because for a materially advanced advanced person, Lord has nothing to give and take. So that's the reason he's called as Atmaram. He's soul satisfied, he's self-satisfied. And there is, it's also said that we are part and parcel of the Lord. It's said in Bhagavad Gita also, Mame Vamsa Jiva Loki Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasasana Indrani Prakriti Sanikasati. We are part and parcel of the Lord, though we are qualitatively and quantitatively we are having the same qualities and quantities of the Lord, but we differ in the quantity. We differ in the quantity. Qualitatively, we are one, but the quantity we differ, because Lord is like an ocean. We are just a small water, a small amount of quantity of water. So the point here is actually being one second. Yeah. So why it is said here that we have the same quality of the Lord is that we have, say for example, a thief actually. The propensity to steal also is coming from the Lord himself, because Lord himself is a butter thief actually. Though some activities, whatever it does in the spiritual world is considered with morals only, because sometimes in Vedic civilization we call some activity to be immoral, but in spiritual world there is nothing like immoral. Everything is moral, everything is transcendental. Like an example is given here regarding the Rasa Leela, when Lord performed this in the middle of the night, and the gopis and they left all their husbands and came and danced with Lord. Though in material sense we can say that it is not right that a lady can go alone in the middle of the night. But Lord is, whatever the activity is done by the Lord is transcendental. You cannot compare them with a material level. And our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that this is wonderful way of expressing love. This the damsels of Vrija, they're dancing with the Lord, is a wonderful expression of one's love to the Lord. And we can even see that one more example about Prahlad Maharaj. So we know that Prahlad Maharaj's son Hiranyakasipu was giving so much trouble, so much tough time, and he was finding ways to kill his own son because he was fully dependent on the Lord. So Lord appeared as Nrsimhadev and killed Hiranyakasipu. So the first one to garland Lord was Prahlad Maharaj. So in this material world, when you see that somebody is killing your father and you are just going and garlanding that person, it's not right actually. But when you see Lord's performance, Lord's activities, they're all transcendental. They are bliss actually, and it is considered as a spiritual thing. It is not on the material platform. So Lord also says that he doesn't like a mixed devotee. A mixed devotee is a person who wants to be spiritually connected, also at the same time he has that thing of material attachment. So such a person is not an intelligent person in Lord's opinion. He says that if you want me alone, you have to come. You have to leave out all your material possession. If you want to have this material possession, then I will arrange in such a way that you get another life where you will have this material possession. So the choice is ours whether to be doing loving devotional service to the Lord, or enjoy something materially and subject to the three modes of material nature. But one way when you see this, expecting something from the Lord materially is also a one sort of devotion, because slowly you will come to that platform where you will feel that materially you couldn't achieve nothing. It's only the Lord, which should be our the focal point. And it's always better to a person going to a temple and worshipping Lord for his material desires than a person who is an atheist, because atheists, they challenge the existence of the Lord, and they think that whatever they get is they are destined to get, and there is no such role of the Lord playing it. But they are considered to be the mudas. They are considered to be unintelligent people. So whatever we have in this material world is already sanctioned by the Lord. It is not that we can enjoy independently from the Lord. It is only the sanction of Lord which enables us to enjoy anything in this material world. So, like for example, when they say when a patient goes to a doctor and his relative inquiring doctor whether this patient can be saved, what the doctor will say scientifically will try his best to save that patient, but ultimately will say that it is up to the Lord. It requires God's mercy. Lord's mercy is up to the Lord. So nothing in this material world can be achieved without the sanction of the Lord. That's the point which we would like to make, which Kunti Maharani was trying to make it. And we also see that during Lord's appearance here, and Yudhishthira Maharaj had this question before the Lord: "Oh Lord, we have been fully dependent on you, but some other we are facing so much difficulties in this life. Our relatives are getting killed, and we have been facing so many difficulties. What is that? Why, even when you are there, why we have to face those difficulties?" So Lord Krishna says that if I unconditionally want to favor someone, first of all, I would like to take away all his material things. I will stop all his income earning capacity. I will see that he's fully dependent on the Lord. So in this way, Krishna is sometimes very dangerous for the ordinary person, because leaving out your material things and coming to the Lord fully dependent on the Lord, being akinchana, is not an ordinary job. It's not a thinking of an ordinary devotee. So it requires. It also requires special mercy of the Lord, that a person is fully dependent on the Lord, leaving out all his material possessions. And then one way we can say that by doing transcendental loving service to the Lord, we can attain his lotus feet. Now, there are cases where we can see that people thinking that they can be one with the Lord, because they feel that they are not independent. They are one with the Lord, and they want to merge into the Lord. But that's not a very intelligent option, because Lord says, we are actually the eternal servants of the Lord, and He is our eternal master, supreme master. And one who understands that we are eternal servant, we take a lot of pleasure in doing this devotional service. Actually, this is called as oneness. It is not that you try to merge with the Lord. It is you try to serve the Lord, and actual oneness is trying to serve the Lord. And we also should consider ourselves dominated by the Lord. It is not that we are trying to dominate the material nature. It is not possible at all, because material nature, by material world itself, is temporary and full of misery. So it's always better to get dominated by the Lord than than be a dominator. This was addressed by Kunti Maharani in the current prayers, which she says that Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivrita Gunavrittayi Atma Ramaya Santaya Kaivalya Patire Namaga. The Munis or the Mayavadi philosophers, they feel that they are not independent. They have the same features of the Lord, and they try to merge into transcendence, which is not the option. In ISKCON, we say that doing transcendental devotional service to the Lord is the best way to achieve Lord, and that is actual oneness. So we'd like to stop here for the session today, and I would like to thank every one of you for patiently hearing my class, though I am not personally qualified enough to give a session, but the empowerment of the devotees to talk something about Krishna will purify my own senses. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandapuji.
Dandarpana Bhavishi. Hare Bol.
Wonderful class, Prabhu.
Any queries, anything, you can just let me know.
Prabhu also hearing a class actually.
Hare Krishna. I am fortunate.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other sessions? Paramdal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Learned so many things new.
Yes. This is just whatever I read, actually, I'm just repeating, Prabhuji. It's just that.
Yeah, yes, all of us do that. Yeah.